All right, everybody, we're gonna see if this old computer that has an i3 in it from my mother-in-law's, we're gonna add a hard drive to make it faster and not take forever to load into Windows. We're gonna add some RAM to make it 16 gigs, and we're gonna see if it can play some games. So let's do that. Okay, so here we are inside this PC. We took the side panel off with a couple screws, and we have the old hard drive right here, and we have the DVD drive here. We're gonna have to unplug the DVD drive because we need to leave this one plugged up so that we can clone Windows to the new hard drive over there. So how we do that, just unplug the cord, and there are two cords. All right, so this is your SATA power. The orange one, the first one, is your SATA connector. All right, those two cords are gonna go right there, the big one in the big slot and the small one in the smaller slot, and we'll have both hard drives plugged up. All right, so now we have the SSD plugged up and we have the hard drive plugged up, and we're going to clone the hard drive. That video will be linked somewhere in the upper right of the screen so that you can check out how to do that, but I don't want to waste your time in this one. Okay, so this currently has 8 gigs of RAM in it, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna pop out these two RAM sticks, there and there, on both sides. We're gonna pop those out, and we're gonna pop those in. Just line it up here, pop it in, hear the clicks, pop it in, and hear that clicks. All right, so here is where you're going to plug in a graphics card. All right, so in order to do that, we are gonna have to take out some of these slots, and we're gonna slide that graphics card right in there. We're gonna see how the GTX 1050 Ti does in this build. There's a little tab right in here that you just press down, flips that open, and then you can pull out one of these, the ones that you need. All right, I need the top two pulled out because this is a 2-lane card, and it's gonna barely fit just nicely right inside there. All right, so I found a better view there for you guys to see this, and we're gonna take, again, this slot. I believe this slot should be what we need to slide this bad boy in here. All right. We're probably gonna have to move this SATA cable and plug it back in a minute so that we're good. Oh, I took the wrong two out. It's gonna be this one. There we go. Now I can get it in there. Slow down. There we go. Boom. Perfect fit, baby. One thing I will say about this computer is if you want to use another graphics card, like the one I have here that requires external power, you will probably need to change out the power supply and find something different because you're gonna need that. They do make adapters that go on your SATA cables, but you would have to unhook the DVD drive and leave it unhooked in order to do something like that, but that is something that you could do. If you wanted to put a new power supply on there, you would have to unplug the pin that looks like this and the pin that looks like this that's located close to the CPU, and then plug those back in to this new motherboard. These are not proprietary on these Dells, so you're good, so you don't have to switch anything crazy out. All right, now that we got the graphics card plugged in all good, now we just got to plug in the power from the adapter that we used in the earlier part of the video, and boom.
Hey. You ready for some games? You ready for some games? You ready for some games?
We are in the new Overwatch 2. We're gonna see how this i3 from my mother-in-law's desktop does at Overwatch. Almost. Here we go again. All right, it looks like our average is about 142 right now. This desktop's about 10 years old. I think that this is a pretty good setup right here. The only thing is you do have to change the power supply out. You can buy an adapter and possibly get it to work.
but I've heard mixed reviews on that for long-term usage. So you could just buy an adapter for about $7-8. Alright, that's it for Overwatch 2. We got about 140, 145 FPS average throughout the duration of this benchmark. It's not bad for a 10-year-old PC that we threw a 7-year-old graphics card into. Let's try something else. We are in Halo Infinite, and we're going to see how this does. We're currently on 720p settings, and it is not pretty, my friends. Not pretty at all. It is totally unplayable. It loaded in the game, so I guess that's a positive. But I mean, you're 1% low. 0. Oh, wait, that's FPS is hitting 70 some. Average is in the 30s. Maybe it's bouncing back out now. Maybe. So you can play it a little bit. Maybe it just took it a minute. Maybe. Ooh, it's pretty stuttery. You definitely wouldn't want to do this. Definitely would not want to do this at all. Here, my friend. Oh, I don't have a melee button bound in this. Yeah. Oh well. I mean, there's definitely some crazy stuttering that goes on, but the fact that the average is around 48 is kind of crazy. Because again, we're on about a 10-year-old CPU. It's gonna turn 10-year-old this year, 10 years old this year, and you know, a graphics card, it's gonna turn 7-year-old, 7 years old. God. So it's not a terrible scenario, but you have stuttering on the screen where like it just hit 0 FPS for just a minute, and it was unplayable in that time. So we're not gonna play this any longer, and we're gonna move to the next part. All right, we are in the Apex Legends, and we're gonna see what we can do. Now, I will say that it was a challenge to get to this point in Apex because it had everything defaulted like super high settings, and this setup just could not handle that. So it was like super jittery. So that once I finally got to the settings, so that I could lower them, it was not a big deal because I'm low settings now, like super low settings, and I'm in 720p, and I'm getting over 100 FPS. Okay, so like 720p may seem kind of crazy to some of you, but it's really not that big of a deal to me. I mean, because I'm an old dude, so I played a lot of video games on 720p, so it is not that big of a deal to me. Play 720p. But, so, you know, like I said, it's not a big deal. I almost got it. So, it looks like we're getting about 120 FPS average playing out through these rounds. Get him, teammate. Get him. Alright, so that's Apex Legends. Alright, we're in the good old jolly Fortnite season, and we're gonna see what we can do. We're trying 1080p first, just to see what we might get. It's always pretty stuttery off the battle bus, but we'll figure that out as we go, and we're gonna see what we can do. Oh, got a DMR off the bounce here. Ooh, this is way lower than I thought it would be. Everything else just ran so well. Ooh. starting to balance out a little. Woo! Oh, that's awful. Can't do that at all. Holy moly. Okay, we're gonna try this again at 720p, and we're gonna see if we can do a little bit better than we did that last time, because it was pretty bad. Very laggy, very skippy, jumpy, frames all over the place, and we're gonna see if this is any better. Again, 10-year-old PC, 7-year-old graphics card, first year here, first year. Just now put in like a new hard drive for it, and graphics card, and it honestly may be one of those things where it's just not worth. One more time, we have landed, and we're gonna see what happens. I'm not gonna lie, pretty disappointed, because normally Fortnite runs pretty good, but I think this CPU is just too old. No! This CPU is just too old. And so it maxes everything out, and it's not very good. I would definitely say that you're probably gonna have to stick to stuff like Valorant. Don't waste your money on a GTX 1050 Ti with this kind of build, but it was interesting to see, you know, what we could do there. All right, so what do you think? Can my mother-in-law's PC really game? Can it not? Was this a W or was it an L? Let me know down in the comments. Let me know what you want to see next, and watch this video if you like my channel.